Started out with just the silver container that says flowers and gardens. I have a little wooden thing that I picked up. I don't remember where, maybe a yard sale or Michael's on clearance. And then I have two of the crystal Dollar Tree candle holders. And I've started spray painting with Catalina Mist and sea glass. Okay, so here we are. I have them all painted now. Okay, so I am gonna get ready to get started. I just wanted to show you the immense amounts of craft stuff that I have to work with. Okay, I'm gonna get started on the base of my nest that I'm gonna make. So I just saved one of these empty rolls from ribbon that I had, and I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue, not much, because I want to be able to reuse this. So I'm going to just stick it right there in the middle, and this is just going to be used to give my pedestals that I made, which are the two candlesticks from the Dollar Tree, to give them some height, to then be able to put the other piece on the top when I move forward. So that's in there, and I'm just going to start by filling all of this with some reindeer moss. And this is from the Dollar Tree. It's just I had used this reindeer moss in another project, and I'm recycling it now. That's why it wasn't in a package. Alright, so before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and hot glue my pedestal on here. And of course, if you wanted this to be a permanent piece, you would use some E6000. I know that I don't, because I'm going to take this apart and recycle it. So I'm only going to use hot glue. I'm just going to hold that on there for a second. So for this particular project, I'm actually going to cover this in the reindeer moss. So I'll get another glue stick going. And then again, this doesn't need to be perfect because I'm going to be putting some ribbons and stuff around it. Okay, so I've got that on there now. And you're not going to be able to see this part either because I'll be putting something else on it. But as far as down here, I want to add a little bit more of this grass. Take a small nest on the top there. And to do that, I'm just going to take some of the white raffia hay, or cream, whatever, natural color, I guess that's what it would be. I'm going to just kind of crinkle that together like that just to make a ball. And then I'm going to add in some of these green pieces. And while I'm doing that, I'm just kind of forming the shape of a nest. So, just like that. So now that I've got my little self-made nest there, I'm going to take these little tiny eggs that I got at the Dollar Tree, I think last year actually, and I'm just going to put those right in there. I think I'm only going to use the one that's pink and navy. So we'll just have the mom sitting at the nest right here watching them. And there's a little clip on the bottom, so I'm just going to use that to my advantage and just clip her in there. Like that. Alright, I'm going to grab a little bit more of the white. like an actual nest. Okay, so that's where I'm at right now. I will be right back. When I switch this around, I'm gonna grab some ribbon and make some decisions, and then I'll be right back. Okay, for the bottom part of this, for my ribbon, I'm just gonna use this burlap, and I'm gonna use these 4 different ribbons that will all match the little crocus flowers that I've put here. I haven't glued anything in yet. And I just put a little greenery over here, and then back here by the nest I put some greenery and 1 solo little crocus. So I'm gonna go ahead and make my bows, and then on this side I'm actually gonna continue to wrap this all the way around with the crocus flowers. So the first thing that I'm gonna do, like I said, I know that the part I'm looking at now is going to be the front of it, so you guys are looking at the back, and again, this will all be filled with flowers. But since I know that this is going to be the front, I'm going to take it, and I just want it to line only that very top part. All right, I'm gonna tack a little bit down on this side, so I'm gonna turn it around so you can see what I've got so far. So see, I just have it kind of in the middle-ish, and that'll be covered up, but I wanna just tack it down right here as well, just so that it doesn't move. And since I have one on this side, I'm gonna do one right here on this side as well. And then I've got a little bit of this tall grass, and I think I'm going to put that right here. And then before it dries all the way, then I take one of the orange crocuses and put that right down in there to kind of help hold that onion grass up. I watched this amazing YouTuber DIY. Her name's Olivia's Romantic Home, I think is the name of her channel. Actually, I'll link it at the bottom. And she does what's called, she calls it an Olivia bow, where she just takes and wraps the bow over top of each other a few times. And I'm gonna do 3 full wraps, just like that. And then I'm gonna cut it off. My crocus won't let go of my scissors. And I always find it easier to work with ribbon that has wire in it. That's just my personal preference. Okay, so then once you have it just like this, what she does is take it right in the middle and bend it to where it's even, just like that. And then opens it back up. And then take your scissors and you just want to notch right until you've cut just barely through those wires on both sides, right there in the middle where you've created that little line. So just barely cut, like a notch just like that. If you go too far, then it'll ruin your entire ribbon. And then for the center of this bow, well, I think for the very center, I'll just go ahead and go with the teal since that's the majority of the color that I'm working with. And I'm just going to take that and place it right into where I made those little slits. And then I'm just going to make it, I'm just going to tie it tightly with just a double knot. So it just looks like that right now. And then I'm going to, right now, just cut the end off. And I gave myself a little bit of extra room there to cut them off because I will probably do something different with it. But from this point, now you can take your little bow and you can pull out the little bows that you've created on the inside there. Like this. And you can make these, I've seen her make some really big ones. I'm obviously doing something on a smaller scale because my project's not quite as big. But on the top, I'm probably going to do a much bigger bow. But this is by far my favorite bow to use. Okay, so I've got my cute little burlap bow. I'm going to keep playing with it once I get it on there. I think I will use the cream, and this is just cream ribbon, same thing. So I'm going to do the exact same thing that I just did, only I'm going to make it bigger this time. So I'm just going to take it and just loop it around on itself, but I made it bigger this time. So what I'll end up doing is putting that burlap one that I just made on top of or inside of this one. And then I want to find my center, so I'm just going to fold that up like that. And then right where that center is, going to make those teeny notches on both sides. Okay. And this time I'm going to use purple. Okay, so now you have something that looks like this. And then we're just going to do the same. And I do mine just a little bit differently than she does hers. I always like to do just one extra loop so that I get more of a flower shaped bow rather than just the regular bow. All right, let's see what this is going to look like on top of there. So it's going to look like that. Super cute. I'm going to go ahead and tie the purple around where the blue is at. Okay, so I am happy with that. Just like that. I may end up adding a few more things to the center, but for right now, I am going to go ahead and make just one little loop here out of my burlap, and that's going to be what I attach directly to the front of this, and I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, so I finished the bow. I didn't really like the way it was in the front, so I just put this tiny little sprig in here, and then I took the foliage off of that and put it into one of these tiny little garden bucket things, and I'm going to set that right here. And the little pick that's in there has John 3:16, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down right there because I like it with the little bird's nest over here. I've got the crocuses growing right there, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this into, I don't need to really glue the little water bucket, but I am going to glue down my little pick that I made, and I just used one of those tiny little round balls for that. And I kind of want this to sit off to the side a little bit. Yep, just like that. Okay, so here is the first part all finished. I'm gonna try and move it around so you can see. So there's the little bow that I came up with. And here is the little bucket, garden bucket that I put in it. I tied a bow there, which you won't really see once I do the top. Here's the side. And then here is, am I getting that? Yeah, there we go. There's the back. Okay, so I have the top part finished, or well, the bottom part finished. Now we're gonna work on the final piece, which is the top part that's gonna go on the top of the little pedestals that I made with the candlesticks. Okay, so I found these two little bunnies at Dollar General, and I think they were $2.50, and I got them half off. So I paid $1.25 for each of them. And then I just took a cotton ball and attached it to their little butts so that they would have a little cottontail. And then inside, excuse me, my little painted tin, I just put one of the hard floral thingies and had the little eggs spilling out. I actually kind of like that. So this is what I'm thinking about doing. Having the eggs spill out of that little flower pot. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to go ahead and pick these flowers in all the way around, and I'm going to push them down pretty far, like that. So I'm going to go ahead and pick all these flowers in, and then I will be right back to finish up. We are just about finished here. I went ahead and decided that I do like the little flower pot tipped over, and I just glued some little carrots on just the top half, and then filled that with some moss to fill it up, and then I'm just filling in the flowers around it. And then I put some eggs in there and let them spill out. And now I am just going to go ahead and finish putting the flowers in. And I also made this pick. I found this Hello Spring at, I think, Hobby Lobby for like 10 cents or something crazy. And then this onion grass I actually took off of the dollar store. They have like the little sparkly eggs at the top. I just unrolled them and then re-rolled them back around the stem of this. And I know I'm going to put that right here in the back. So I just need to find a good foothold. Finish filling in the flowers here. I'm just alternating with colors using these hydrangeas. I ended up cutting the stems pretty short so that I could really make them flush with the flower garden. I don't want to cover up his cute little cottontail. That's just too adorable. And then on each side, I put a little bit of the, I'm not really sure what these guys are called. I'm not positive. What are they? Let me see. Did they say? Lilac. Oh, they're lilacs. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'll show you the back. So I have to figure out something right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish filling in the front here. But all I've been doing, let's see, what color will I need next here? Let's do a purple. What I've been doing is taking it and cutting it right about here so that I have about that much. And then trying to carefully get as deep in there as I can and really push that in there so that it ends up filling it like that. So instead of it sticking up, it's more toward the ground. So I'm going to finish this up real fast. We're almost done. I will be back to show you guys the ribbons that I'm going to put on the front here, and then we will be finished. I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the top piece all finished. Pull it back so you can see all of it. And then side, and then the back. And I have these flowers here holding up the sign and the onion grass. And of course you can still see his little cottontail. And I'm gonna go grab the other piece and attach it, and we will be all finished. Okay, I am all finished. Here's what the bottom looks like. The little bird's nest and eggs right there. And then the top looks like this. And I went ahead and put some glitter on the Hello Spring sign. And then I wrapped that same yarn, or what, I don't know what you would call that. It's not yarn. Like ribbon, but it's made of fabric. I don't know. I wrapped that around the top as well to make it tie into the bottom, which has all that. So that is the final picture of the spring project. I'm really happy with it. It took it took about 6 hours. I cannot believe how long this ended up taking me to do, but I really do love it, and I think it turned out so adorable. I'm super happy with it. So I want to thank Sunbury Wives for doing this collab with me. This is so much fun to do a collab. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you watching. Remember, there are no such thing as disabilities, only different abilities. Until next time, God bless, happy spring, and I'll see you soon.